Real estate agent. So if your marketing isn't working right now, I can almost guarantee you it's not because you don't have enough money. It's because you almost sound like exactly like every other realtor in your market. And let me guess, right? Your ads say something like full service, local expert, here to help you in all your real estate needs. You basically copied and paste same line everyone else is using. And if you sound the same, what happens? You get ignored the same way. So today, what I'm going to show you is how to stand out, without spending a single extra dollar by fixing one thing that almost no one talks about. Every agent wants better ads, but they think standing out means better camera, drone shots, or a bigger budget, or, posting hours of content. I've watched agents drop like thousands of dollars on polished videos that still flop because the message never changed, right? You don't need more polishing. You don't need to put more money into editing or all of this. All you need is more clarity, because attention doesn't come from the prettiest ad, right? It goes to the ones that say something different and something real. So let's talk about what actually makes you stand out, right? Your USP, your unique selling proposition. Your USP is what takes you from being another agent to being the only logical choice in your market. Think about it. If I scroll through Facebook and see 10 realtors offering home evaluation, why would I click yours, right? Because I just saw that 9 different times. It's not the color of your ad, it's not the logo, it's your promise. Promise tells people, here's what I do, who I do it for, and why you can trust me to deliver this. And here's the exact same framework that we use for our agents. And before I give you guys this, if you could just do one thing for me, if you could leave a like in this video if you like what I'm about to share, and also subscribe, right? I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you could help me out, one thing, it's not going to cost you anything. If you could just leave a like and subscribe to my channel, I will be posting more of these videos, and hopefully it helps you guys. But if you could do that, that would help me a lot. So now let's get back into this video, right? So a USP equals 3 different things: a niche, a promise, and a guarantee. So let's talk about the first one, a niche. A niche is who exactly do you serve for? For example, first-time homebuyers, downsizers, relocation, investors. Who is your demographic? And I know agents love the idea of, oh, I serve everyone, right? But if you serve everyone, you don't really have a unique thing about you. And you might think, oh, but then, I'm limiting myself. Yeah, and, I'm not saying that a first-time homebuyer might not come to you. They might. But if you can target your audience, it's just way easier for you to market to someone, because you're really giving them what I'm going to go to next is promise and guarantee, right? There's a reason why, you will be the best at it, right? Than being general. Because being general, it just makes you average. Okay? So the second one would be your promise, right? So now that we have your niche, that's what you decided. Next thing is your promise. What results do I help them achieve? For example, find off-market homes, sell homes faster, or buy before they sell, right? Whatever it be, what's your offer, right? What's your promise to your specific niche? What can you do that many agents might not offer to them? And it usually what happens is with us, when agents talk to us and they talk about, I helped this client with this, I had helped this client with this in the past. Usually your promise actually just comes from something that you've done in the past, right? It doesn't have to be something creative, off the top thing, right? You can just take a look back at your old deals and be like, okay, what have I done something that's unique that a lot of agents probably hasn't offered, or even if they're offering and they're not advertising it, that could be your promise. As simple as that. So maybe taking a look at it might just help you. And we've done that for so many of our agents, where we just ask them and they're like, yeah, this is something I've done. And we're like, okay, that's your promise. The last thing is your guarantee. How do you remove risk? Because you have your niche, you have your promise, but then how can you remove risk on their end so they feel like, oh, this is a no-brainer offer for me? So, you give them a time frame, right? You give them your system maybe that other agents are not offering, or you give them a personal guarantee, something that makes them want to click right away because it's just a no-brainer offer for them. And even if you look at, our entire company itself, and you look at our funnels, the way we say, the way we frame stuff and market stuff, you'll see the exact same thing that we do, right? We have a niche, we have a promise, and we have a guarantee. and that itself will help you. And so for those people who want like an example of what it might look like, something that we wrote from one of our agents is we help downsizers sell their current home and move into their next one, guaranteed in 45 days, or we work for free. And the one thing that people have to understand is also the fact that, it sounds crazy, but it is doable with planning. So you can make it very realistic. What I've just said is an example, right? It could be something else. The example that I just gave just worked for that agent. It doesn't mean it has to work for you. It doesn't mean, you have to try and beat them and do it for 30 days. It doesn't matter. You can, whatever works for you, right? That's what matters. Okay. So in one sentence, if you go back to the example, this agent has told me who it's for, what they deliver, and why you should believe in it, right? And that's the sentence most agents never take time to craft. This is not something that you should make in the next 2 minutes, right? Something that you should actually look into. Why can I promise? And you probably have it. It just might take a little time to look back and see what you have done, or if you can't think of any, what's something that you can do moving forward, right? What are your strengths? Here's where most people, hear all of this and be like, yeah, great, and do nothing about it. So grab a phone or a notebook and actually do this with me. And actually, if you actually go in the link in the description, you'll probably see I have a link where you can actually download a PDF version of a sheet that basically runs through everything that I talked about in this YouTube video. And there's actually a filling out session. There's like a little page where you can fill out your USB or create your USB by yourself. So if you want to get that sheet, just go to the link in the description and work along with me right now as I go through it with you, okay? So step one, pick your niche. Think, who do I help the most and what do you want more of? So think about all the closings you've done and think about who have I helped consistently a lot and who do I want to help more, right? Is it first time home buyers? Is it downsizers? Is it investors? Because if you think about it, let's actually break this down. First time home buyers, what do they care the most about? They care about affordability and guidance, right? Let's talk about downsizers, right? What do they care the most about? They care about speed and simplicity. Investors, what do they care most about? They care about ROI and trust. So write that one group down and think about, what do they care the most about? Because you'll need this for your step two. Step two is writing a promise. Ask yourself, what outcome do they actually want? I can give you examples, right? So you can get your brain thinking. Buyers want a home that fits their budget and lifestyles, right? What do sellers want? Sellers want to move without sitting on the market for months. And then the last step is add a guarantee or a mechanism. So again, this doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't have to be a money outcome. That's the only reason that people will move. It can be a process. What do that mean by that? We'll give you our 45-day listing plan. We can give you our buy before you sell system. You can give another system that one of our agents have, which is neighborhood match program. Something that shows that you have a method, not just a license. If you watch one of my other videos, and I'll link it in the description here, I talk a lot about packaging. How do you sound? Right? And that's where, these creative names and system names come in. Because again, it makes you increase authority, and it's just the packaging. Right? Think about a Rolex being in a brown bag. You wouldn't care, right? It's a Rolex at the end of the day. But one of the reasons why people buy Rolexes and why it has such a value is the way it's packaged, the way you get it, and the way when you open the box, it just feels nice, right? It feels like you bought something that's great. The next thing you want to do is when you read it out loud, think about it. Does this want to make me click or, want me to move forward, book a meeting, call you? Does this sentence that you created does that, right? If someone randomly saw it. If you feel like no, keep refining it, keep tweaking with it, right? And once you have that line that pops, here's how you put it into work, right? Without spending a single dollar. First thing I want you to do, go to Facebook, Google my business page, Instagram, all of that, update your bio. In your bio, this should be your sentence. That's it. Nothing else. That should be your bio. Create one 30-second video. Just talk to a camera and say, here's how we do things differently in your city. No need for editing, and talk about your USP. Use it in conversations and use it in ads. So whatever you're spending on ads, if you're spending any, take it out, implement this, and recreate your ads aligning towards your USP. Create a funnel, right? Create a landing page that people get redirected to. Create a VSL. If you guys don't know, how to create all of this, check out my YouTube. You probably see other videos on how to create a VSL, how to create a landing page, all of this. I've given all of it for free for you guys to do. If you guys want more in-depth thing, actually join my free school channel that I have, again, in the link in the description. I love just giving free resources that goes in depth in all of that, setting up your first ad, setting up your USB, setting up your landing page, all of that. Right? A couple mistakes that people can do as well that I want to point out as my last thing is mistake one. They can make the USB about themselves, right? For example, in a top producer in 2023, all of that doesn't care. No one cares your credibility. It's great. It's a great trust building asset, but it's not a great marketing aspect, right? For trust building, 100%, right? In your VSO, you should be talking about that, right? In under your case studies, amazing things, right? But that should not be included in your USB. Mistake two is they get too generic. For example, we help buyers and sellers. That's not a USB. That's a job description, right? That's, you already do that anyways, right? It's not like you're not doing that as a real estate agent. Focus on that one specific audience or that problem, okay? And mistake three, they never prove it. Back it up. Use screenshots of reviews, client stories, or before and after stats. Again, you want case studies, and that's where you can actually even put your top producer or whatever awards you get, put in your case studies. When you're creating a landing page, you want to do that. When you're on your Instagram, Facebook, when I look at it, you should have these case studies as a reel or as a post, whatever it be, right? You should leave these reviews in your landing page, in your ads, and all of that, because these are, again, trust building assets that work around your USB. Think about USB as your sun in a solar system. Everything else works around it, right? Your case studies, your top producer, your awards, whatever it be, all works around your landing page. Everything works around it, and it's feeding this one USB, this one big machine, and that will actually just, you'll see that your conversions just double. More, you can get better quality leads because they see what you can do, and it just makes it a lot better without spending extra money on ads and putting way more money in there. And because when you nail your offer, your marketing finally starts working the way you should be. So other than that, I hope this helps you guys. Again, like I said, please subscribe so you can get more of these content. Like I said, I'm gonna say one more time, I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, so if you could do that for me, that would be amazing. I appreciate it, and I'll continue to post so many of these videos. And like I said, check out the link in the description. There's a lot of resources for you. I want you to take full advantage of it because it's free. And yeah, I hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next video.